Enhance your energy. What's up, fams? November 19, 2022, and it's day 50 of the secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And if it's your first time tuning in, what I've been doing here is I've actually been choosing a card a day from T Harv Eker's Millionaire Mind Intensive cards. I've been reading the message on the card, sharing my thoughts on the message, and asking you as a viewer to share your thoughts as well. Anything that came up while I was reading the message, or possibly you've been using what's on this card and it's been working wonders in your life. And hey, I would love to know how you broke through, how you broke through, or what's going on in your life, like how has it transformed. And if you've missed a day, you could go back here on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube at Rich Carbajal, and you could watch those past videos, those past messages, and also this last one here. I'll be uploading it as well. So with that, I'm not going to choose. This is basically the last one here. So it says, enhance your energy. Enhance your energy. Everything is energy. Money is energy. Big money takes big energy. So get into shape, eat properly, and get enough rest. Wow, this one basically is telling me to get into shape, eat properly, and get enough rest. So this takes me back. Throughout these videos, you've probably been hearing the name Bob Proctor. So Bob Proctor, unfortunately he passed away this year, but he's one that began to teach me about how the mind works, how our thoughts become things, how everything, how it states here, is energy, right? And he says anything, if you were to look at it through a microscope, it would be vibrating. It's just in a different form of energy. If you remember science class, we have solids, liquids, what's the other one? Is it vapors, solids, liquid? Oh, gas. There you go. Solids, liquids, gas, or probably chemistry class. I don't remember which one. But he says everything still is in that form. He says if you take, for example, water, right? It's in a liquid form, but if you add, cold air to it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to freeze. It's going to turn into a solid, right? And if the sun comes out, it's going to vaporize it. It's going to turn into a form of, I don't know if vapor is a gas, but it's cool, right? I'll say it falls in line. But you see, it's all just a different form of energy. And that's what he was saying. He says, us as human beings, we're electrified. If they say, I think it's about 7 days, we could, if all the lights would go out and we would be hooked up to like an energy source, we could, I think, light up like an energy source for like 7 days. I don't know how much, but it's interesting how everything's electrified. Now you see a lot of individuals talking about how like fruits and vegetables provide that electricity, that fuel for us, right? That energy for us. That's why there's a big push to like, hey, stop eating processed foods, stop eating, things that are made in a plant. This, I actually heard this one. This was really awesome. So it says, eat what comes from a plant, not what's made in a plant or at a plant. Really powerful. And there's knowledge there. Why? Because, if we nourish ourselves well, as it says here, eat properly, we're going to have the energy that we need. We don't need, most of us, guess what? We start relying on things. I was guilty of it. Monsters, Red Bulls, coffee. We think that gives us energy, but it's just a stimulation. At the end of the day, it's going to go away and you're going to crash hard. And that's why by the end of the day, what will happen if you don't want to crash, you'll take another one, and we're actually damaging our insides. But in reality, it's not really a form of energy. It's just a stimulant. And we need to learn, right? One, it says enhance your energy. What is in that will energizes. One of the things Tony Robbins talks about is in the morning, you have to get into motion right away. Get into motion, walk, take a walk, do power. He calls them power breaths, power breathing. He calls them affirmations, no, incantations, where you move, you speak. What else can you do? Obviously, any type of movement in the morning, right? It'll get you energized. Even rest. He says, get enough rest. So one of the things in the Mexican culture, you hear of siestas. In the middle of the day, there's a couple towns that I've been through that they literally practice this. In the middle of the day, they take a break. It's a good time to re-energize, to get 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour of rest, and then they go on for the rest of the day. Really powerful. All right, so remember, everything is energy. Money is energy. Money is energy. So the more energized you are, the more you're able to attract that money. Big money takes big energy. Big money takes big energy. That right there is literally letting us know, like, hey, the more you're freaking in tune, the more your energy, with energy, you're attracting different types of people. As you're, on the go, guess what? They'll be on the go as well, especially if it's your team. If, you have a business where your people are, watching you in motion, right? Energy, in a high state, always happy, that's your emotional state, ready to go. Guess what? It's going to transpire. It's going to, rub off onto them. And obviously you're going to get more production. You're going to have happier workers. You're going to have happier people around you. So this is really powerful. And this is possibly the the cream of the crop here. If we start changing anything, one of the things we don't need money for this, remember. We could just go for a walk. We could go for a run. We could do jumping jacks. We do, I did that sit-up challenge. It got me into, into more, back into a little bit of fitness. I ain't going to say that I'm freaking working out every day, because I'm not. But guess what? I'm more, it got me back into, being conscious of my health, right? I created that energy, that momentum, and that's what happens. Momentum. There's something called Big Mo. It's in the book by Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. There's a book that you want to read, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and he talks about Big Mo, big momentum. So when you start something, guess what? Like, think of a train. When the train takes off, it's slow. Boom, boom. You hear it, right? But then guess what? Over time, it's a freight train. Just keeps going, picks up momentum. The wheels start spinning, and guess what? In order to stop it, it's going to take freaking, it's either going to crash, or it takes a braking system a long time for it to stop, right? Because it's gained momentum so much that it's just, it's just a force of nature just going by, zooming by. And that's what happens with us in life. Right? The more energy we create, the more momentum, the more we get into momentum, and then we'll be an unstoppable freight train. Whatever we want to accomplish, we'll do it. We'll become unstoppable. Why? Because we've continued. We were persistent and consistent. We've been in the flow, right? And we've gained that momentum, and our energy is high, and we need to continue it, because then what happens, I've been guilty of it myself. You stop, and then, you have those limiting beliefs. Even the way you feel, the beliefs, the thoughts that start coming in when you're not doing much, when you're not in motion, not the greatest or the most positive thoughts. You start doubting yourself. You start feeling as if, you're not worthy. You start feeling unworthy, right? But when you're in that motion, in the high energy, you'll feel like if you're on top of the world. And that's what we need to do. So we need to enhance our energy. It says enhance your energy. let's close it out, baby. So enhance your energy. Everything is energy. Money is energy. Big money takes big energy. So get into shape, eat properly, and get enough rest. That enough rest part is what? It's also really powerful. Don't, when you're in flow, I could understand, but in order to be at our top game, we need to sleep just enough. Just enough means every day could fluctuate. You could do 6 to 8 hours, but for me, it's 6 hours. Most of the days is enough, but 8 hours, it's good. Obviously, more. Sometimes you wake up even more tired because it's like a hangover. You sleep too much, but make sure you getting your rest and letting your body recuperate, re-energize. But overall, that's it, baby. Day 50. If you've been watching this, oh man, on this journey, this pretty amazing journey. As I mentioned, go back. Repetition is key. It's 50 messages in 50 days. And yeah, it's been a nice little process. And thank you all for your, continued support. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully all this was valuable. We're going to continue, these videos daily, just so, I could be sharing what it is that I'm learning with you. And, hopefully it's doing good for you personally. All right. I love you. God bless. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.